Okay, everybody, I have a blank here. This is not the blank that I made yesterday, but it is one that's been resting a little bit, and I'm going to do a day one on this thing, and hopefully this will be helpful for people just to know what I do. Obviously, there are a lot of different ways to do it. I'm going to start by clipping it and then soak and talk for a second, but I'm going to clip this at 29 and a half. And I'm going to soak that in some warm water just so it accelerates the process here. I'm going to try to make these videos short and informative, and hopefully they'll be helpful. I'm going to finish that read over the course of several days like I would normally do it. This is just one way to do it, but hopefully this will be helpful for my students and maybe a couple others. I have a holding mandrel here. I have this plastic plaque, which I like to use. This is a Rieger Contra plaque. I have a razor blade. This happens to be a gem razor blade, even though you can't buy them anymore. It's a little bit on the older side. It's still working kind of okay. You're gonna need a file. I like to have a coarse file and a more fine file. This is my fine file. I've got a pair of pliers and a ruler. I'm not sure we need that today, but we're gonna get this soaked up. And my goal here is just to put in the third bevel, or the tip bevel, the third taper, and just kind of blend that in with my knife. I guess that's another thing that I like to use. And then I'm going to get the some center to side taper happening, and that's it. This is just a day one. Okay, here we go. Hopefully that was long enough to soak. This is a piece of GSP from Barton Kane. I like to hold the reed and mandrel kind of like this so that I can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to cut a pretty steep, well, I'm going to start with a shallow cut. This is about 1.5 millimeters behind the tip. And then I'm going to go in with a slightly steeper cut, maybe 45-degree angle, something like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the other side. Now I clipped this a little bit long, so if I make a mistake here, that's fine. I'm planning to finish around 28, maybe a little over, but this was 29 and a half, so it's okay if I butcher it just a little bit. It'll be easier to have a clean cut and to get thin enough as time goes on. Okay, so I like to use a reed knife to kind of blend into that, and as you can see, I'm starting to make a little bit of a kind of a half moon or a thumbnail scrape from there forward. I'm gonna do my best to articulate here. And hopefully you can see this in the camera. I think you can. So I'm blending into that. And I'm taking, I don't know, a decent amount of cane, not a lot. I hope if I prove anything to you today, I'm doing some stuff, but not too much. The rails look a little bit crazy heavy, so I'm gonna take those down just a little bit. I'm scraping on the inside of the rail, really on the blade, not just on the edge, but you can see how thick the cane is when you look at the rail from the side. So I'm taking a bunch off here. This is pretty standard for me. Again, trying to be even in my work. Okay, this is my medium grit file. And I'm just gonna kind of go over everything I did and blend in what I've done already. You can already see there's a little notch out of the very, very corner. Again, I don't care because I'm gonna clip it off later. I've done this thousands of times, and I'm confident that we will have at least a decent read at the end of this. Feels like a good piece of cane. It's not too soft, it's not too hard. It's a blank that's aged on my desk for a bit now. Okay. We've got the rails are still a bit heavy here. Let's do a little bit more here. On this side. And we're just gonna blend that in a little bit. I just thought it was a little heavy. And I'm not even gonna play on this reed today. That's all we're gonna do. I've kind of evened the surface. I've worked the cane a bit. I've basically worked over all of it. I've tried to avoid the crucial point here because I don't know exactly how strong the reed is, but that's it. This thing is off to a good start, and that's the day one. That's all I'm gonna do. Okay, see you tomorrow.